Hey, it's Nate with another piano tutorial. Today I'm doing Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. What an amazing song, and it's really simple, just basically 2 chords the whole time. It's also one of my favorite recordings ever. It just sounds so good. The snare drum is perfect, but that's besides the point. Today we're talking about playing it on piano, and I've got a great arrangement for you. And I'll give you a few different rhythm options to suit your playing level. Let's jump in. Okay, so first off, I recommend you get the chords and lyrics chart. I put a link down in the description. That'll help you follow along and see where the chords and the lyrics line up with each other. Speaking of chords, here's the chords, F major and G major. For the F major, we can do it like this. F, A, C, all white keys, and I've got my pinky down here on F, an octave lower. This is middle C for reference. And then the G is exact same shape, just one step up. G, B, and D. I step to my 4th finger there. So since we're just going back and forth like this, if your pinky isn't as strong or your 4th finger and you'd rather use other fingers, that's totally fine. And we're in 4/4 time, so every measure gets 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Back and forth like that. And you could just stop the video right now and run with it. Just look at the chords and lyrics chart and kind of just follow along. Now here you go again, you say you want your freedom. You could add a little bit more rhythm, maybe playing on beats 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thunder only happens when it's raining. But I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth. Throughout the song, whether it's implied by some of the weaving guitar melodies or played more explicitly in other sections, the Fs can be F major 7s and the Gs can be G6s. So for an F major 7, all we need to do is add an E on top with our pinky. So 1, 2, 3, and 5 for the fingers there. Or earlier in the song, in the intro, it's voiced with that E down low, and you don't actually have to hit that F because we've got the F covered here. So that's the other way to do it. So these are the 2 ways you can do a F major 7, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna sprinkle those in a bit. Then, for the Gs, you could do a G6, which also just has the E on top. I like to use 1, 2, 3, and 5 there. You could do 1, 2, 3, and 4 if that feels better. But so that gives it a little bit more color. I'm definitely going to be using those chords on the chorus. Let's talk about rhythm. Like I said, you could keep it simple like I showed you before, but I'm going to be doing the main electric bass rhythm with my left hand, the one that sounds like. We need to think in 1/8 notes, so we're dividing those 4 counts in half, thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're going to hit the left hand on beats 1, the and after 2, 3, and the and after 4. So maybe just try that on an F. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and. And then you can start doing the switch. And then eventually add those chords back in. You can also keep it a little simpler and not play the beat 3 and do 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. For a lot of the songs, certainly the intro and verses, I'm going to be playing the right hand on beats 2 and 4. So together it'll sound like this. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3. So that's a good rhythm to get in your muscle memory here. Another great rhythm for this that I'm going to be using on the choruses is just playing on every count in the right hand. Gives it a little bit more energy. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. So try that slow at first. I want to mention one other pattern that I'm going to use in the instrumental break, but I want to bring it up now because this could be a cool way to interpret your piano cover differently and have it be a little bit more chill and not match the recording so much. It might sound like this. So I've got this left hand arpeggio here where I'm doing just the root, the fifth, and the octave. So for the F chords, that's F, C, and F, and then G, D, and G. And the timing there, I'm doing 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. The only thing is you might want to play an inversion on the F chord so that your hands aren't fighting with each other for space. Okay, let's walk through the song section by section and put all these different ideas into action. So for the intro, I'm going to be doing that rhythm where the right hand is playing on beat 2 and 4, and I am going to voice the Fs as F major 7 and the lower version where we've got the E on the bottom. So it goes around 4 times. It's going to sound like 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3. Just doing a regular G major chord in the right hand for this. There are these guitar melodies that are really catchy, and I'm going to do 2 of them. So the first measure is just going to be regular. On the second one, I'm going to do this. So that's na 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 na, just D, E, D, A. You have to kind of interrupt the right hand rhythm to do that. And the beats it plays on are 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. And I'm gonna do something really similar here. It's just the notes are different. That one's A, B, A, E. In both of these cases, when you hit the last note of the melody, you kind of hold it over while the next measure starts and then hit the chord again on beat 2 of that measure. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and then in the last measure of the intro, there's gonna be no melody. So let me play that whole intro slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here you go again. So that is the verse starting. Overall for the verses, I'm just gonna keep it really simple. I'm gonna keep doing the same rhythm, and I'm gonna overall actually just do a F major, just to keep it nice and simple. Although maybe after the first line or 2 of the chorus, now here you go again, you say you want your freedom. I might do that melody again, which implies the major 7, so maybe just for that measure I'll keep it the major 7. You can really keep it loose and just play whatever sounds best for you in terms of the major 7 or not. Then we get to what I'm going to call the pre-chorus, which is the heartbeat drives you mad in the stillness of remembering. So you could just play it through like that, just like we were doing the verse. But there's a little bit more going on the recording. Here's actually the structure of the way that the chords change with sort of these extensions on top, like the F major 9. It's gonna sound like this in its simplest form. Just notice I'm just gonna step up and down that F major 7 shape that has the E on top, but I'm gonna step up and then back down. So just holding the right hand chords. Really cool. It's a little tricky to go up with the right hand while going down with the left hand when you get to the F major 9, but you'll get the hang of it. And the keyboard on the recording does indeed just hold those chords out here, but I really like what the guitar is doing that sounds like this. So leaving out that second to highest note, just using first, second, and 5th finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the right hand doesn't play on beat 4 there. But like I said, you can just hold it out if that rhythm is a little hard to sing and play at the same time. Or you could just keep doing that main simple version. After that, we've got the chorus, and for that, we're going to be doing the rhythm I was talking about where you just hit on every count in the right hand. Keep doing the bass rhythm as we were doing it, but I'm actually going to do octaves here. So if you can't make that stretch, no sweat, you could do the lower octave there to get more power. And I am also going to be doing those F major 7s and G6s throughout. So that's going to be, oh, thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Just get a little quieter for here. Say women, they will come and they will go. Just pulls back a little bit for that. Cool. Okay, we really only have one more section to learn, but first I want to just talk real quick about the chord progression of the song, because even though it's just 2 chords, there's something really special happening. We're in the key of C major, all white keys, right? But there's no C chords in the song. It's just F and G. And in the key of C, F is the 4 chord, G is the 5 chord. Now, 4 chords tend to have a little bit of a bittersweet sound, even though they're major chords. And 5 chords really want to pull to the 1 chord, which would be C, to really resolve it back home. But in this case, we're just going back and forth, that bittersweet feeling to that kind of expecting maybe to go home, but then back to the bittersweet. So the whole song, you're just kind of suspended there in this state of non-resolution, just floating. And it's such a vibe. I love it. If you're interested in learning more of this kind of thing, what role different chords play in the keys that they're in, you might want to check out my new course, Keys to Chord Progressions. In it, I go deep on what a key is, what chords sound good together, how to break out of a key, also how to transpose a song to a different key to better suit your voice. If I was playing Dreams just to perform it and not to teach it, I would probably transpose it into a slightly lower key, because as you can probably tell, it's a little high for my voice. But anyway, if you're interested, I put a link down in the description. Okay, let's learn that final section, the instrumental break. Here's the chords for that. So earlier when I said it's 2 chords, I said it's basically 2 chords. So there is a 3rd chord that shows up in this song. It is A minor, A, C, E. I'm gonna actually play with our left hand here because I'm gonna show you how to do that guitar melody in the right hand. Here's the first 4 measures worth of that. Up top, we've got what's gonna be the right hand notes, and then down below, we have the chords, which for now, let's just play and hold the bass note in the left hand. So it starts up on this treble C. So we've got C, A, G. So it goes back and forth between A, G, A, G, A a few times, a little bit fast. And on the second A is where we step up to the G. C, A, G, A, G, A, D. I'm gonna move my pinky to this A now. A, G, D, cross 3rd finger over to C, A, and back to F there. I'm gonna play that through one time. This time I'm gonna count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. So actually that A there at the end anticipates getting back to the F a little bit. Here's the second line. It's really similar, but we do start on that A. So we've got C, A, G. This time it doesn't go back and forth. It just kind of holds the G. So C, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3. So still doing the A, D. And then this part is really similar. A, G, I'm gonna stretch my thumb down to the C, D, A. Then after that, there's just this little tag. I think this is kind of optional, but it goes A, G, C, A. So I'm gonna count through for the timing of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and just 3 and 4 and at the end there. So here is where I'm going to use that last rhythm I taught you earlier on, where I do that arpeggio. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Again on G. 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. And you're going to move the same shape up to A, E, A, 3, 4, G, 2, and 3, 4. So I'm going to do one last playthrough of the whole instrumental section. I'm going to use that left hand arpeggio, but it is tricky. If you want to just mimic me, you can use the playback speed button to slow it down as slow as you need, but you can totally just keep this simple, just doing the left hand chords. Or if you don't want to do the melody at all, you can just do the right hand chords for this. So you got options. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that is me landing on, now here I go again, I see the crystal vision. So it's just another verse, just like the first verse with different lyrics. Then we've got a pre-chorus, just like the first pre-chorus. Then a final chorus. The last chorus does double. Then there's this little tag at the end where it goes around a couple extra times. So from the final, when the rain washes you clean, you'll know, you'll know, you will know, oh, you'll know. So it ends there. The guitar does this cool little thing where it does this sort of like, I'm not sure the exact order it plays the notes, but it plays a B in there, which has a really cool dark sound to it. So if you want to just kind of mess around on a B, an F, an E, maybe ending on an A there at the end, that can capture the vibe from the recording. Okay, thank you for sticking with me. I am now going to do a full cover so you can see how all these different sections we've been talking about fit together in the complete song. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Click the bell so you know when I put out more videos like this one, and have a poke around the channel. I bet you'll find some other songs you would like to learn, and if not, or either way, leave a request in the comments. I get a lot of videos for my songs that way. Anyway, here's my version of Dreams. Now here you go again, you say you want your freedom. Well, who am I to keep you down? It's only right that you should play the way you feel it, but listen carefully to the sound of your loneliness, like a heartbeat drives you mad in the stillness of remembering what you had and what you lost, what you had and what you lost. Here I go again, I see the crystal vision.